Everybody's coming to Collectibles, and today we're looking at a 1/6 scale Hot Toys Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper. But first, make sure you guys like the video. Liking these videos help me, because every time I make these videos, I salivate. I think it's because of how delicious I think my audience is. Also, make sure to check out the link below for the Big Bad Toy Store. Click that link. When you buy from them, you use that link at checkout, and you help me. And it helps me bring this content to you, essentially. Today we're looking at a 1/6 scale Stormtrooper Return of the Jedi. Now, this isn't going to be as crazy. As you can see, it's already in box because, well, Stormtroopers don't come. They're not that crazily packed like you say DX Darth Maul or even a Count Dooku. You got something crazy. I just kind of went out and packed this guy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Let's go through the box. So this is the box. This is how it comes. Your original Star Wars packaging that I always wish they should fix and do something about it. But that's what you get. So there you have the new little thing going across the side. I mean, yeah, well, kind of the sides. And it's basically a wrap, something new to bring to the table for Hot Toys. It doesn't go all the way back because it's over the slipcover. And then here you have the art on the inside, which always I love because they use the figures in the art and they make it look awesome, which it's a very nice presentation because that's all a part of the whole situation is the presentation and Federation, Congregation, and Diarrhea Nation. All that's in the box is going to be some hands and a blaster and its thermal detonator with a stand and then the figure. So this isn't something that I'm going to whip out and show you, like, say, for a Darth Maul that comes with a bunch of hands or something different, like a character. Because these are just Stormtroopers, and they come with your basic hands, your gun-holding hands, your open palm hands, your fisted hands. So they're basically the same deal, but just in different gestures, as we're used to with these troopers. And if you're more of a hand type of person, you may be wanting to go to a different type of website, because that's a lot of handiwork. Get what I mean there? So first impressions about opening this figure, like I said, it's just a trooper. So we're not going to get all hippity-hypity on his head sculpt and stuff like that. It's just a trooper. This is from the Return of the Jedi specifically, if you didn't know somehow, reason from the title. These troopers were a bit different as far as armor design goes for the looks, as like cosmetically how it looks. They have like certain notches going around their armor trim, which we'll go behind the figure and go through that all together. And I'm hoping see this change of background, the gray, it helps like bring the figure into your mouth. I'm gonna actually have to grab a New Hope trooper once we get behind the figure, and I'm gonna show you the differences and the movie. I would say the movie differences because Hot Toys basically copies the movie, so it really is the movie differences. And I'm going to show you the height differences, the weathering differences, the trooper armor differences, and everything a little here and there, because there's not much to go over this guy in general. His articulation, I'll just go through it now. It's not ratcheted joints, which I'm not expecting that, but that's something I want nowadays as far as Hot Toys go, because Hot Toys needs to improve in certain places, and these joints, once we get the ratcheted joints, those are amazing. So those are things I don't want to come back from and then have new figures come out and it's not ratcheted, so I get kind of mad with that. I want ratcheted joints. But as far as articulation, you got like stuff like this, like it's typical articulation for a trooper. Head articulation and all that stuff is great. This one actually, I want to say his swivel on the ball part is kind of loose, but you can just tighten that up. Like a little trick I learned is you put some paper towel between the joint and the ball and you stick it back on and it'll be super tight again. So even if these things get a little bit of loose, it's not that bad. And I'm seeing a little crease lining, the cast lines. But this one also has weathering. So you got certain parts like that that is a little bit different from A New Hope and makes it a little stand out. But other than that, it's just a regular trooper. So let's get behind the figure. And what I'm going to do next is pretty much go into depth about his the paint apps, the weathering, and those kind of details. That way you can see what are you paying when you get this guy for $189 and all that good fancy stuff. So let's get behind the figure. Alrighty, Alrighty, so we're behind the figure, and obviously he's poorly posed. Yes, I know that. He's poorly posed because all that posing stuff is at the beginning of the video. You guys know that. Come on, guys. But here we are. The figure itself, like I said, looks great. Let's zoom in on what kind of stuff we're getting here. Now, here's the differences as far as this stuff goes. As you can see, there is a bit of weathering, I guess you can call it. Here's my thing. It looked a lot more dirty in the promo shots than it does in person. So that's one thing I'm kind of like, hey, what happened? I guess that you can say this is the weathering it comes with, because that's what I got in mind. I don't know. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like there was a bit more weathering on the helmet than in the prototypes. I don't know. I just feel like there was more. But other than that, the design of everything and how he is and stuff like that, like, it's pretty expected as to Hot Toys' standard. So that's nothing to whine about. I mean, everything is good here. There's subtle little things you can't even pick up until I mean, you can tell the little minor notches here and there, which it's not bad, but it's not even visible. Like, you see how dark I have to get it? But I don't know if you can see it right there, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. But let's go. Just keep moving down through the whole figure. Obviously, the Return of the Jedi helmet is much different from A New Hope. I'll show you that in a second. And then moving down towards his chest plate, that's also differently designed. When we get towards the bottom of his chest plate, you can see the little border lines going across the ends of his armor. And I'm sure you can get all crazy with going into what's exactly different and what's all new from A New Hope to Return of the Jedi differences. But as far as the figure goes, it looks like they nailed it. Another weird thing is that to me, the paint apps, here, I'll go in with this. The paint app back here on this armor and this is a different white. So tell me, you guys, like, that's right there. It's a different white. This is more of a New Hope white, and I'll show you that in a second. And this one is a more off bone white. So this one's like a white, and that's like a bone white. Just little subtle things here and there. I can pick on Hot Toys because you know me, I'm a complainer, and that's why I do reviews, is because I complain a lot and I can pick on things. But the weathering, as far as like when he starts to get down towards the feet and stuff like that, it gets nicer, and that's what I like a lot about this figure. You get a lot more like character out of this one, because the New Hope ones, they didn't have weathering at all, which I can't blame them because they were on the Death Star and stuff like that, which is fine. And then this one's on Endor, which if it's on Endor, to me this is not enough weathering, but like I said, we can all paint these guys. So there's the feet. Now a little nitpick to go here. On the feet, as you can see right there, there is a big old seam line running across from here on his boot all the way. Those kind of things, you see, that's one of the reasons I didn't like the Sideshow clones, is because of the seams. Like, you can see easily those, I guess you would call them casting lines, and they kind of just like it would distract me because of my OCD and ADHD. Couldn't handle the pressure. But I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. It's just like one of those things. It's like I can still see seams. And then you have the base, which I can't complain about the base because I love the rectangular bases. The rectangular bases offer me better displaying purposes in my DTOLF. It looks a lot better. It goes a lot better. It goes a lot better with all of my figures, because all my figures I have is Star Wars, and that's what they use. And when they started using the different bases for The Last Jedi and Force Awakens, I kind of got mad because they just did that. They didn't look good. It was kind of cheap. Like, the Last Jedi bases were alright, but the Force Awakens bases, oh my god. And then here you can see we have the nameplate and plaque. Looks like engraved aluminum, basically what it is, and that's what I prefer. A lot of people said they started to paste these on or something. They've always been pasted on. It's always been like that. I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi, the old man one, and things started to peel off. So this has always been happening. It's not like it's permanently or somehow on there. I don't know what you guys were thinking, but it's been permanently on there from before. So as going to the back, basically same thing. We can see up here We have the Stormtrooper's E11 gun pouch, which I'll show you is E11 real quick. It's basically the same E11 from A New Hope, but with a different... Actually, no, it's not. I'll show you that in a second, too. I just looked at that. That's not. So then there's the back of them. Of course, his thermal detonator comes with it as well that you have to install. Other than that, same old stuff. And one of the side notes to say about this guy, he had soft padding right here. He has soft padding under his outfit, which is pretty cool. It gives more of a human flesh form underneath him rather than the old one. I'm feeling it right now. He did not have soft padding. So here is his E11 blaster that it came with. This one is a little bit different from New Hope one, which you'll see in a second once I put them up side by side. So it's nothing wrong with this either. This does go down and fold back like a stock, but I didn't try it because it's really stiff and I can't get it out and I don't want to break it. And I used to do those kind of things and I just break my figures. So let's bring in the New Hope figure and let's do a little comparison. So here they are side by side. The size difference obviously is because of this guy had Viagra. I mean, this guy is the shorter 2-pack version. It's 2-pack version. This one has a mixtape out. You can get it releasing in October 2020. But this one is the shorter version and the 2-pack. So that's why the height difference. But like I said, you have differences like his undersuit, you can call it, like a fat suit. Oh god. Has like, it's squishy. It's basically padded, and then this guy isn't padded. That's a cool thing. As you can see, his white is more of a white, like I was talking about. Like this belt is more of a white, which I don't know, it's not a reuse. It's obviously not a reuse because you can see the differences, which this guy has like a little nipple over here and this one doesn't. So it's definitely not a reuse. It's recasted stuff. It's new form and everything. So I don't know why this is like a weird like white and then this is bone white, like this one's white and that's white. You know what I mean? And I just want to do this real quick. Take a look at their blasters. So that's the differences in blasters. So here's the differences in blasters. As you can see, it's a little bit different here and there type of stuff, but nothing too big. But very unique differences. I like it, so that's nice. But overall, it's a great figure. For $189, you're not getting ripped off like the Mysterio figure for $259, no head sculpt or something like that. There's nothing controversial about this. The only thing I can say with this guy is it didn't come with any end. It would have been awesome to have some Endor accessories to come with this guy because he was on Endor. You have plenty of options to throw in there. You maybe can give us some like freaking Ewok fur, like a hide. I don't know, something cool, something to make us be like, "Ooh, this is cool to lay down with him" or something like that. And then on top of that, this also came for $243, I believe, and it came with a $243 or $228. I think it was $228. I can't get it. I can't remember. Correct me somewhere. And it comes with a backdrop, an LED backdrop. Now I wasn't gonna go in for that one because the LED backdrop is not necessary in my collection. I have a well lit details, and I don't need to do any of the LED fancy stuff that takes batteries anyway. Which you can get dummy batteries, in which those kind of do the job. Another difference is what I just remembered is these pouches are on separate sides, and you have separate sides. Number 5. You guys ever watch that guy Chills on YouTube? He talks like this. Wait, let me try this. Number 5. I do not know, but if he had a blaster, what would you do if he used this blaster and he pointed it at you? But you guys get what I mean here. They're both fantastic figures. $189 for the guy is not a bad price. Now, if they're still available, this is a good little, if you have the money. If you have the money, this is a good way to army build for Stormtroopers, as in Hot Toys goes, because it's hard to come by these things, and if they sell out, they're going to go up in price, obviously, because $189 alone is such a cheap price. So like I said, if you can find this guy cheap still, or he's still in stock and at some places, get him because he's cool. So it's a definite buy for me. This figure, obviously, I don't see it longevity wise, nothing will go wrong. as like this one. Nothing goes wrong with these guys. It's just plain plastic. It's stretchy material underneath. That's it. The only issue I've been having with other troopers, not this one because I haven't messed with it too much, is that this magnet comes off from the leather part and detaches, and that's easily fixable with some glue. It's not like Spider-Man, which I had a very bad experience, and my Spider-Man figure just, after 1 month, it wasn't maintainable anymore. It just didn't want to, the suit was just sticking to itself already. I had to get rid of it. I just had to. So with figures like this, I enjoy having these type of things in my collection. It's cheaper. It's nostalgic. I love it there. It goes good with any type of figure in your collection, if like me, Star Wars. So it's a must get. Perfect 10 out of 10 for the figure. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a little bit of issues where this one's not exactly the white that the Trooper has. Now, this may go back into the film as this being that color in the film and that being that color in the film. So, I don't know. You guys correct me down below, but that's one thing I caught. As well as his feet down below having those seams, which kind of bothers me because on the other one, oh, it did have seams. So, the other one does have seams. Huh. So, the other one does have seams, as you can see right there. And it's not as noticeable right here, as you can see, because it's so clean. So it's not as noticeable, although it was there. And then this guy, it's there because, well, the wash and the weathering, well, kind of makes it stick out. So, but other than that, it's a perfect 10 out of 10 figure. There's nothing to really say, hey man, don't buy this figure. There's something wrong with it. Even if it has, like for me, the loose head, which kind of like wiggles, like very loosely, it's fine. It's a fine, okay thing for me. So if you guys have a chance to just pick this guy up for a good price, pick him up. And guys, please remember, pose the figures. Make these figures worth it in your collection. I know some of you guys like, well, I don't have a showcase. Well, you don't have to have a showcase. Just pose them right. Make them look nice. Like I see some dudes like straight up, Instadirt. You know what I'm talking about, man. Instadirt. Help these people in the comments. Help them. I see some people just straight up like, here's my figure, and I'm just like, yeah, I see a figure. It looks like a Kenner figure. And they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, pose your figure. Make it more nicer. Make it dramatic. Make him look like he's having a hard time in his life, and he really hates his life, and he wants to die, and he's off to battle. Like, do a little bit of something. Do a little bit of research. Help yourself out, and pose these figures. And I'm pretty much done talking. So, if you like what you saw, guys, here on this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more, because I have more figures coming up. I got Yoda coming in this week, and War Machine. Cannot wait to get War Machine in. War Machine is a very hefty, nice figure, well worth the money. It's expensive, but well worth the money. I can say that already, because I've been seeing things online, and it's just orgasmic. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I always have trouble saying goodbye. Goodbye.